In this video, we are going to show you the summary of The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. So let's start. The story follows a 16-year-old boy named Holden Caulfield, who is telling his story from a rest home where he is recovering from illness and emotional problems. Holden begins by talking about his expulsion from Pensy Prep, a private school he attended. He has already been expelled from several schools before, and now Pensy is the latest failure. Holden does not like the school because he feels everyone there is fake and dishonest. He calls them phony, a word he uses again and again to describe people who pretend to be something they are not. Holden decides not to wait for the school term to end. One night, after saying goodbye to his favorite teacher, Mr. Spencer, he suddenly leaves Pensy and travels to New York City. He does not want to go home yet because his parents do not know he has been expelled again. So he checks into a cheap hotel and starts wandering around the city alone. Holden feels lonely, confused, and restless, but he keeps moving because he does not know where he belongs. In the hotel, Holden watches strange and sad things through the window. He feels disgusted and curious at the same time. Later, he meets an elevator operator who offers to send a prostitute to his room. Holden agrees, but when the girl arrives, he becomes nervous and only wants to talk. He gives her money anyway, but she and the elevator man later come back and beat him, taking more money. Holden feels hurt and humiliated. He imagines himself as a hero in movies, but in real life he feels weak and scared. Holden spends the next days wandering through New York. He meets old friends and strangers, but nothing makes him happy. He calls a girl named Sally Hayes and meets her for a date. At first things go well, but suddenly Holden asks her to run away with him and live in the cabin. Sally refuses, thinking he is crazy. Holden becomes angry and rude, and they separate. After that, he meets Carl Luce, an older student, but Carl also leaves him, tired of his childish behavior. Holden keeps drinking and walking alone through cold streets. He thinks about his younger brother Ali, who died from leukemia years ago. Holden loved Ali deeply, and Ali's death still hurts him. Sometimes Holden talks to Ali as if he is alive. He also thinks about his little sister Phoebe, who is kind, honest, and smart. She is the person Holden loves most in the world. Finally, Holden sneaks into his house late at night to see Phoebe. She is happy to see him, but she quickly realizes he has been expelled again. She asks Holden what he likes in life, but he cannot answer clearly. He says he wants to be the catcher in the rye, someone who saves children from falling off a cliff while they play in a field. This dream shows Holden's wish to protect childhood innocence from the cruel adult world. Phoebe wants to go away with Holden, but he refuses because she is still young. This moment shows that Holden still cares deeply about her future. After leaving home, Holden visits his old English teacher, Mr. Antolini. Mr. Antolini gives him advice about growing up and not running away from life. But when Holden wakes up at night and sees Mr. Antolini touching his head, he becomes scared and leaves suddenly, thinking something bad might happen. He does not know what to believe anymore. Holden becomes very sick and tired. He sleeps on benches and feels cold and hungry. He imagines himself disappearing and worries that he might die. Finally, he meets Phoebe again in a park. She brings a small suitcase because she still wants to go with him. Holden realizes he cannot run away. He takes Phoebe to the zoo and then to a carousel. As Phoebe rides the carousel, trying to catch a golden ring, Holden watches her in the rain. For the first time, he feels peaceful. He understands that children must grow up and take risks. He cannot stop them forever. Later, Holden becomes ill and is sent to a rest home to recover. He says he misses many people, even those he called phony. He plans to try another school in the future. His story ends with uncertainty, but also a small hope that he may find his place in the world. This story shows a lonely boy trying to understand life, truth, and growing up. Holden's journey teaches that pain, loss, and confusion are part of life, but kindness, love, and honesty can slowly help a person heal and move forward.